Yeah, man. So just for my final thoughts and brush up on the whole Dred Scott decision, renewal, um, cloaked in the TRAYVON murder, Zimmerman not guilty verdict. You know, in my closing arguments, I just wanted to shed that extra beam light upon the facts that I was trying to say. That it's very important to understand every stanza and every part of the ruling of the Dred Scott decision, and how it applies to this case, and how it applies to what's just going on. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to understand every condition of that ruling, every condition of that ruling as it applies to today. And that's why I said, it's very important just to understand just the name, just the technical term of that case, which was Dred Scott versus Sanford. Sanford being, his slave owner. You know, and at the end, it was ruled that he could not sue Sanford, in a federal court, because an African could never be part of the U.S. Could never be recognized as a citizen of the U.S. Therefore, he had no right that a white man was bound to respect. Therefore, he had no right to sue in federal court, to sue his slave owner Sanford in federal court. So that is why in lieu and post and after, post not guilty Zimmerman verdict, you have this President Obama come out and file this civil suit against Zimmerman, because Trayvon's parents can't do that, and it's written in the Dred Scott law. You understand? So that's why this is the total renewal of the Dred Scott decision, because Dred Scott couldn't sue Sanford, and Trayvon's parents can't sue Sanford. And this is the ignorance that we've fallen into, because we don't read, and we sit around and we bullshit, and we make up all kind of excuses to not do anything. And that's what the spirit hit me on. That's what the spirit hit me on the other day. That the truth is, what's wrong with the world is the good people. You know what I'm saying? Albert Einstein made an awesome statement, made a very awesome statement, when he said, the world is a dangerous place, but not necessarily because bad people do bad things, but the world is really a dangerous place because good people fail to do anything. Good people do nothing. And that's kind of the point that I'm feeling now. It's just good people. Good people ain't doing shit. People that know ain't doing nothing, ain't even talking about nothing, ain't mobilizing in no kind of way. So that's why we suffer, and that's why we are where we are. Very much so. So, like I said, man, anything, anything that I tell you, I hope that it's something that you never thought about. Or if it is something that you have thought about, I hope that it is great confirmation that you ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? That you right on line. That you on track. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, then were just my closing arguments, and things that I really wanted to pound in before I take it out, man. So, like I said, man, peace and blessings. Much love to you. Be safe. God bless. To the new real America. This is what it's gonna have to be. Understanding, education, and knowing what's really going on. From white people to black people, it's not even about racism. Really, it's just about truth. Is this the truth? If this is just the truth or not. White people got to understand, white people don't know shit. Y'all are the most out the loop people on the planet. Y'all are the children of the planet. Y'all are really the children. Y'all are the kids of the planet. White people are the kids of the planet. Y'all don't know shit, and y'all really need to sit and listen to people. You know what I'm saying? So we can take y'all to the next level too, because we all trying to go. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all got to take each other to the next level. We got to take each other to the next level. Bottom line, you know, that's really it. You know, so it's very important for white people to sit the fuck down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And just understand, man. You know how we have been divided carefully. Carefully, you know, it has been a very carefully constructed and designed plan to keep us all divided. You know, based on words, based on our education, you know, our education system. Like I tell people, you know, the separation is bred right in the education system, and the violent nature is bred right in the education system. You know, we all went to these schools, and in those schools, we all were taught the same thing. You know, we were taught right in our faces that, you know, the Indians were killed off with no explanation for it, that our ancestors were enslaved with no explanation for it. There's no explanation. The white people don't even try to justify why they were doing what they were doing. White people's only defense today is, I wasn't there. I wasn't, you know, we wasn't there back in that time. That's their only defense for that shit that was going on. But if you really look at the history books, there's no explanation to why they did that. None. There's no explanation. You know, it just says right in your face that we're murderers, basically. That we're murderers, you know, and right after we murdered the Indians, you know, and enslaved the blacks and crippled them to death mentally, physically, and spiritually, then we made the steel industry, and and it's been popping since then. You know, we made the steel and oil industry, and it's been America ever since then. You know, that's basically what the history books teach, you know, basically war right in our face, man, you know. And it was a very carefully designed and divided book, because just off of its use of language, and the way that it always had these fancy terms for white people. You know what I'm saying? You know, it'll say, you know, the British, the Europeans, the Northerners, the Southerners, you know, the French, you know, the industrialists, whatever. You know, it always has this fancy term for white people. Whenever it was talking about black people in the Bible, it'll say, you know, the slave. It didn't even say the Africans. It'll say the slave. You know, the blacks, the slave, the blacks, or, you know, the Indians. You know, but they got all these diverse terms for white people, and that's why today white people just find it, you know, offensive and racist when you call out what white people are doing, because they're not even used to hearing the term white people. When you look at the news, they don't call themselves white people. They're the Americans. You know what I'm saying? If some shit gets shot up and white people were in there, 20 Americans got killed. You know what I'm saying? You know? And if some shit happened in the hood, they gonna say, damn, 20 blacks got killed. If shit happened with some Mexicans, they gonna say 20 Mexicans got killed. They don't see nobody else as Americans but them. And this is something that they do by their word games through the media and through textbooks. These are the type of things. The carefully designed psychological separation in God's body. You know? By calling based on a physical construct. You know? Yeah. That's how it happened. That's exactly how it happened. You know? It happens like how, if you're familiar with the movie Fun with Dick and Jane, you know, you don't even have to have seen that movie to understand the story of what's going on. You know, the gist of what's going on. You know, a white man goes broke, you know, he loses his job, you know, his wife loses her job, and they start robbing shit, you know. And this is a comedy because Jim Carrey is in it, and it's called Fun with Dick and Jane. It's a comedy. You know what I'm saying? White man goes broke, and they start robbing shit, and it's a comedy. Now, my thing is, that's why I say the mind control, and that's why I'm always talking about the mind control, because if this was a black movie where a black man lost his job, you know what I'm saying, a black brother lost his job, you know, and his wife lost his job, and they start robbing some shit, and that's gonna be called South Central in LA or some shit, and that's gonna be a little suspense drama or some shit, you know, some shit like that, you know. But only because it's white, it's turned into fun and laugh and our fun with Dick and Jane and shit. You know, and that's the type of mind control. That's the type of mind control that that we let them exhibit. And that's the type of shit that we let go. You know. Just like I was saying earlier about the Timothy McVeigh case and the OJ case, about the Sandy Hook case and this TRAYVON case, the Dark Knight Rises shit in this TRAYVON case. How in the fuck, why aren't those as bigger cases as the Zimmerman or as the OJ? You know what I'm saying? This is deep shit. This is deep shit, and this is where the mind control. This is the key to the new racism. This is the key to the new racism. When you have TV shows like Weeds, you know what I'm saying, showing white people selling weed, and it's okay. The only people in all these TV shows with weed are white people. You know what I'm saying? That is them sending you a signal that, damn it, we're the only free motherfuckers here. We free, not you, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? That is basically the message. That's the bottom line, man. Like I say, it's all about seeing past the bullshit. Get up out the dumb shit. Open your eyes, man. Open your eyes up. Take a look at the world. Start mobilizing, man. Start mobilizing. Start putting the money. Start putting money together. Stop putting money here and start putting money here. And that's really as easy as the shit. As easy as it can get to popping. Stop putting money here. Start putting it here. Stopping. Start. That's what I mean. Stopping. Start. We're going to have to stop this bullshit, and we're going to have to start some real shit. Need I say more? Peace and blessings. Your boy Prophet Williams on the closing final thoughts on the Dred Scott decision reinforcement cloaked in the Trayvon Martin murder / Zimmerman verdict. Not guilty. God bless, man. Y'all be safe. It's your boy Prophet Williams, man. Chill.